Hi, I'm Camera Bartolotta, State Senator for District 46, and welcome to Focus on the 46. This is such a fun holiday episode of Focus on the 46. We're at an incredible place right here in Charleroi, Pennsylvania, very close to my hometown of Monongahela, and you're going to love this. If you love old-time Americana, traditional toys and history, you're not going to want to blink. So I'm going to give you a wonderful tour and introduce you to Dean Helfer. We're in his office right now, which is a time capsule of wonderful family toys, and we're going to have a tour of this amazing place, so make sure you come on back. Hi, we're back, and like I said, I'm introducing you to a good friend of mine, Dean Helfer, who is the owner of Channel Craft, and I think he's actually Santa Claus in disguise. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll give you a little time after the holidays and stuff. But we are here to show you some of the most amazing, handmade, beautiful, traditional toys that just take you right back to your childhood. And I hope, like me, my kids grew up with a whole lot of these toys. So I want you to start, there's so much to see, and I'll shut up, but I want you to start with some of the very first things that you made and give us just a little bit of history, and we'll walk through the history of Channel Craft.
Well, Channel Craft started 33 years ago in the back of an old Ford step van. I was handcrafting returning boomerangs, which ended up culminating in the traditional Patriot boomerang. We've created dozens of different types of boomerangs, and somewhere around 80,000 boomerangs a year at this point.
Gosh.
So we're making sure that every boy has a chance to throw a boomerang.
How about a gal?
We have gals boomerangs, we have heavyweight, long distance, short distance, right-handed and left-handed boomerangs.
That I didn't know. There's right-handed
yes.
and left-handed, and like I said before, apparently I've been throwing a left-handed one all the time because mine just hit the ground whenever I try.
Different levels of difficulty.
Yeah, I'm challenged.
We have a whole series of whistles you're going to see.
My kids love that. Yeah.
By hand, each one of them handcrafted and printed, and we're going to take you to the factory to see Channel Craft's craftsmen and women making toys, games, and puzzles today.
Awesome. And take a look at some of these wonderful things here. Can you walk us through some of this? And almost everything you point to, I have in my house somewhere from my kids.
Well, I've collected thousands and thousands of authentic American toys, games, puzzles, edutainment designs, and these are all fodder for our creative product development. And what we want to make sure is that each kid has an opportunity to go through this learning process, to go through this growing process, using something more than just his thumbs
absolutely.
And his brain. And it is a whole process that's instrumental in growing a human being in America today.
Right. And a lot of kids actually are losing hand-eye coordination.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You know, and when you play with jacks, or when you play with jump ropes or boomerangs or any of those things where you use your hands and you're actually using your imagination to play, we're losing so much of that. You know, I actually know some kids who have vision impairments because they can't focus close and far, and it's hard for them to read paragraphs on a page. Believe it or not, that really is a condition. And I was told by this physician, you know, it's happening more and more and more because kids are sitting there watching flat screens. See, look how much fun these are.
There are a whole lot of things that can be done with the Jacob's Ladder, and this toy is the age-old pastime. It's been in our culture for hundreds of years, and there's so many different shapes and designs. You can make the snake, the disappearing penny trick. Anybody have a penny?
Ah, there we go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
The disappearing penny trick. You place the penny on the Jacob's Ladder, tap it twice, and it disappears.
Oh, that's cool.
Once, and it's back.
Woo, look at that. Very cool. Very cool. And that's just
It's a never-ending
wood and ribbon.
toy. Yeah.
You know, that's
Handcrafted right here in America.
There we go. Right here in Charleroi, District 46. But let's take a look at some of the other things that Channel Craft has made that are wonderful for the kids.
We've created a whole series of brain teasers,
Yep.
of mind bogglers, of whistles, and kazoos. And every one of them has an intrinsic play value.
Oh, yes. And what's awesome too is that you can put logos, different logos on almost anything that they make. So these are wonderful gifts for companies, for groups. This is a charitable organization. I've seen those at different fundraisers.
Right.
It's a never-ending list.
It's
You
not
even
a
have
Happy
one
Meal
here.
toy. It's not
No.
going to be thrown away when it gets home.
No,
It's going to
not.
stay in the
That's
family
right.
room, the den, the
Yes.
game room, and this heirloom toy is going to be passed down from generation to generation.
Those are things you never get rid of. Never get rid of. Those are great. And a lot of these things you've seen in different locations.
Restaurants
Yes, little restaurant
Resorts.
toy. Yes.
and gift shops all over the country.
So tell me some of the places that you have in gift shops and things.
Well, have you been to Yosemite? Have you been to Yellowstone?
Yes.
Have you been to the Grand Canyon?
No.
Have you been to Shenandoah? We work with national parks all over the country.
Fantastic.
We work with resorts. You've probably been down to Nemacolin Woodlands.
Yes.
You've been to the Broadmoor. Yeah. You've been to the Greenbrier. We
No.
do custom toys for them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, these games and puzzles are the kind of things that are brought home and enjoyed by the whole family, and it's more than just a souvenir.
Right, right. It's a piece of Americana,
Correct.
which is wonderful. Okay, well, I can't wait to get to how these things are made.
Yeah, I want to introduce you to our craftsmen
Oh,
and
I
women.
would love to. I would love to. Great, guys. Let's go. All right, so now we're in the factory.
Right, right. Okay, so Channel Craft started, as I said, in the back of an old Ford step van with my grandfather's woodworking equipment. This is a 1930s era Walker Turner sander that I had originally carved the boomerangs and sanded the boomerangs
There's
on.
some tools over here.
We have lathe tools over here for his Craftsman lathe. So I was very fortunate to be given my grandfather's woodworking equipment before I had to inherit them, and I got to know him quite well. And he was an inventor, a designer, held many patents, and gave me a lot of motivation to create some products of my own. So this is just a spackling of what Channel Craft has created here in our factory in Charleroi. This building was created by Ingersoll Rand for a plasma cutting operation. So when I bought the factory, I excavated 60 tons of concrete platform and opened it up to be able to create a toy shop.
Wow, very neat. There's a bunch of boomerangs over here, am I right?
Correct.
Very nice.
So here are half a dozen displays that have been handcrafted and are ready to go back to the warehouse to be stocked full of toys and shipped out to our customers. For our customers, time is short. We've got about 4 solid weeks for Christmas, and they need to get these displays in their stores and stocked right now.
How many employees do you have?
We have 45 craftsmen and women at Channel Craft.
Fantastic.
What Dave's working on right now is a brace for our whistles. Every one of our whistles go through the same process. We are carving and sanding and laminating and cutting, then drilling and printing before packaging each one of our whistles.
You do everything from beginning to end.
Just like any other manufacturing shop, we bring raw materials in one end, try and turn them into finished components and get them out to the assembly shop on the other end.
Cool. Busy, busy. Oh, some of the hobby horses over here. Oh, bottle cap game.
What you see here is Greg working on 1950s era turret lathe. Greg's creating bottle cap tops. These graphics were also designed by my daughter when I realized we couldn't afford a license from Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Can I try it? Sure. Thanks. So each one of these tops are crafted right here from a whole series of 3 different retro bottle caps. They're battling bottle caps. All of these components are soon to be football games. They've already been cut, routed, drilled, and are now ready to go into the finishing process. Channel Craft has a lot of different sanding operations, cutting operations, and drilling operations. Dennis Tonarelli's working on our riverboat product. Now this is a start of a riverboat whistle. Hasn't yet been tested, but I think it's on the right track.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, each block of wood has been routed and laminated, then cut apart, and will very soon be sanded and then finished.
Very nice. So do you work on all of the toys all at the same time, or
no,
do you
different
switch
batches.
things out? Okay.
What you see
Oh,
here,
there's a tic-tac-toe. Yeah.
are family travel games. This is the basic product right here. This is the blank, a poplar blank, that has been carved into a tic-tac-toe board, into a fox and geese board, into a solitaire board.
Oh.
Have yet to been drilled, because each one of them need to be drilled on the end to hold the marbles.
Right.
And then sanded and then finished before heading over to assembly. We have a lot of work in a toy and a game that'll sell under $10.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Very neat. Oh.
All of Channel Craft's boomerangs come from the same process. Sheets of Baltic birch that are carved and routed to be the shape of returning boomerangs, but this has a long way to go before it becomes a returning boomerang. Come on, I'll show you. This is our CNC router. It's a 4-head router, but each of those 4 heads have 4 piggyback heads. So we've got 8 tools that will work in unison to create what you see right there, a platen of locomotive whistlets, or a whole sheet of returning boomerangs, or individual pods of family travel games, 9 Men's Morris, Fox and Geese, Solitaire, and Tic-Tac-Toe.
Cool. Amazing. But I see most of your stuff is being done by hand or finished by hand.
They are. They come off of this machine and then they go into a handcrafting process.
Great.
I'll show you the next step in the process. What you see on the platen are train whistle bottoms, soon to be turned into locomotive whistlets, laminated onto a whistlette top, and then cut into many toys. They're the base of our whistles, and each one of them has got to go through a handcrafting process after being machined. We have games and puzzles that are all ready for the next step of the process, and they've all got to be handcrafted from this pallet forward in order to be a channel crafted product and get to our retailers with a $10 value. Brian's hand carving a boomerang blank, which is still a ways from becoming a returning boomerang. Each one of those leading edges have got to converge into a trailing edge, converge into a leading edge, and then a trailing edge. And then he'll turn them over and put a lift foil on the back. From that step, they're hand sanded. Each one of them has to be hand sanded before going into the finish room.
That's a lot of work.
It's not done yet. Come on into the finish room. And we'll show you the next step. It takes a sanding sealer on both sides, and then it's brought out and sanded once again. Then it comes back to George, who does the decorating. He'll lacquer a top coat on the front and on the back, and then he'll put the patriotic red and the blue on each of the wings. Now it's a returning boomerang that, of course, needs the packaging with the instructions and the QR code to show you the video of me throwing it and how to catch it.
Oh my gosh, really? You've got a QR code of that. That's so cool. That's really neat.
Each of our family travel games have been drilled, routed, sanded, now finished, and these are ready to go over to the assembly shop to get the rest of the components.
So can you get your boomerangs in different colors if you want?
Oh, each one of them are. And all of our juggling sticks are finished with different colors. The fiberglass rods are made right up the Monongahela River in the old Westinghouse factory. They're extruded fiberglass, very strong, very durable.
So we saw all of the things that you're producing out there, and as we said before, you can customize these for all sorts of different companies and businesses.
Most certainly.
So
Every museum wants their own logo. Every major retailer wants their own logo. If you've ridden the Gateway Clipper right here in Pittsburgh, you've probably picked up our riverboat whistle. If you've been to LL Bean, you've gotten our yo-yo. If you've been to Cabela's, you've gotten our boomerangs. Here's a sampling of some of the customization that we've done for some of our favorite accounts.
I even see Ben and Jerry's here.
That's right. Each one of these customers like to have their own logos on it, so that's Julie's job. Julie will set up a screen, and she'll put several different customers' logos on a single screen, and with one fell swoop of a squeegee, she'll be able to create a customized toy. Not just a handcrafted American toy, but a toy that is a good souvenir and a gift with a message.
Oh, that's great.
Crossroads Dance Academy up in Butler.
Fantastic. That is great.
That's a plastisol ink. She'll put it in the dryer. It'll come out the other side. We'll take it over to assembly and put yo-yos in it.
Fantastic.
Corey's working on our train whistle. You've seen this train whistle in several different stages of production. This is the finished train whistle with a 2-color pad print.
That's amazing. All right, so this is the assembly portion of the whole process.
That's right. This is where all of the toys come to get packaged,
Okay.
to get assembled, and to get shipped out to our customers. And I'll show you what happens with the toys you saw being built over there.
Great.
They come over on racks and in boxes, and each one of them are ready to go to each one of the crafters and each one of the workstations. And then from there, we assemble them with the jacks.
Oh, okay, great.
With the marbles.
Putting it all together.
The resonators get put in kazoos.
Cool. This is like Santa's workshop.
The tiddlywinks get assembled onto the game boards.
Yes.
We've got a number of different toys in jars, and the yo-yos and the tops go into the jars.
So this is where all of that gets put together before it gets sent out.
Sorry about that. So each one of these workstations are multitasked to be able to create exactly what our customer needs when they need it.
Cool. And there's some kazoo action going on across the way over there. See that? Very neat.
Santa's workshop.
It is. Wow. Very cool.
And then we have our juggling stick collection. Now this is what we were talking about earlier.
Okay. So these are fiberglass rods that...
These are the sticks that you saw in the finish room.
Okay.
Okay, so they're created with the fabric, with the sticks, and the handles that we created to be able to juggle.
Oh, I want to be able to do that.
So from the assembly process, they go into packaging.
Okay.
And from packaging, we go into shipping.
Oh. Oh, hi.
So we've got kazoos being produced here, cabin fever ring game.
Excellent.
Carol's working on a whole batch of cabin fever ring games.
So this is the what? This is like just warehousing?
Yes,
kind of?
this
Okay.
is our warehousing and ticketing department. So each one of our toys, games, and puzzles have its own display.
Oh.
That's all handcrafted, and
wow.
each one of them have a home right here, just waiting for our customers' purchase order to be shipped out to their stores.
So it's not just the toys, it's the display and everything that's all one.
These displays
Oh,
are
this is
furniture
cool.
quality, and this is the kind of thing that makes Channel Craft function for our customer. Once they have this in their store, our product sells, and they reorder.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
employees work, and then we all get paid.
Yep. One thing I really wanted to mention, and I think it's a wonderful thing that you do, what happens to things that are not quite perfect?
Well, every toy's got to be perfect, and if a toy's got great play value, it deserves a good home. But a lot of toys just don't make it for Channel Craft's customers. A lot of toys, like this little yo-yo's got a little nick taken out of it. Something wrong with this top. Maybe it's a little too rough there. This train whistle, it's a bad print. So we could sand it down and print it again, but it's a lot better off just to cull it out, stick it in the Misfit Toy section. Still sounds great. And it'll be given to Toys for Tots next week. We work with a lot of different artists and craftsmen in creating these. This is not all my handiwork. I just run this three-ring circus. Yeah. You can
it's a
find our
fun
products
one.
in the Smithsonian. If you're going to any of the national museums, the Capitol Visitor Center, you will find Channel Crafted products there. I'm sure they appreciate the fact that everything's crafted right here in the USA.
Yes.
But better yet, for us, it's crafted right here in the Mon Valley of
Yes.
Washington County.
Exactly. Exactly. One of the wonderful marbles and things like that. You know, I mean, there's no better gift to find under the tree and to keep your kids busy doing something that you remember doing when you were a kid. I love putting these kinds of things in stockings and all that. And these are the things that they play with all morning long. I swear. It's fantastic. I love these things.
When's the last time you played with marbles?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
We have a
Yeah.
whole set of marbles, of jacks, of yo-yos and skip ropes, so all with
gosh.
20-page handbooks on the history, the techniques, the game rules, because the kids today, they don't know.
They don't.
And a lot of the younger parents, they don't know what to teach these kids, so
Yeah.
we provide the 20-page handbooks that
Oh
come
my
along
gosh,
with
so
them.
much better than plopping your kid in front of a TV with a video game. Really. I mean, this is what fun is.
And we created a historic game called Home Baseball.
Really?
Now, this is a recreation of a Singer and Selchow game from the turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s. This was a great big Victorian coffee table game.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
we've got the game rules there, but we have the history of the game right here. Over here, you'll see
Yes.
a whole series of Audubon birds, of raptors of America. So we worked with the Hawk Mountain Sanctuary up in Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Dr. Keith Bildstein provided all the details for all of these 33 hawks of America, hawks, falcons, and then we labeled each of 111 different hawk watch sites
Oh
in
my
America. So when you
gosh.
put this 1,000-piece puzzle together, you can see where to go to watch the next spring migration and the fall migration.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I'm getting like a very long list of Christmas gifts in my head right now. I really am. You could fill anybody's little wish list.
We can.
From this room. This
we
is
work
so
with
cool.
we work with authentic American toys, games, and puzzles on themes of nautical, historical, sports, science, and history.
Wow. Dean, I can't thank you enough for letting us be part of this tour and see all the wonderful things that you do. It's just so amazing to hear your story from being inside a van and to being in this massive, area. I know you say it's not a huge
yeah.
business, but it's
Small change.
It's big difference. But
We're
you're all over
having
the world.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. So this was really a dream kind of come true for you, huh?
Well, it's a consistent dream that we're going to continue to grow this business. I've been doing this for 33 years. We've got 32 new designs for 2017.
Just for 1 year, you got 32 new designs
Well,
for
we had
toys.
22 last year, but we redoubled our
Wow.
efforts this year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Here's one for you. See if you can get the Gordian knot puzzle. And,
Okay.
and dissect that tree.
Oh my.
So this is part of Channel Craft's new Christmas series.
That's fantastic. Wait,
No force or
I'm not-
tools required.
Oh wait, I think I see. Let's see what we got here. I think I played with it once
And while
before.
you're at it,
Yes.
let me tell you,
Okay.
we have got plans for 5 years to come and 10 years to come. So Channelcraft will still be here in the Mon Valley creating authentic American toys, employing Mon Valley residents, and keeping all of our customers all over the world in business, keeping them in business with authentic American toys, games, and puzzles.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you again.
Oh, my pleasure.
You brought a little bit of Americana to us this Christmas season.
It's been fun.
Yeah, and I thank you very, very much.
We'll do it again.
I hope so.
Yep.
Great. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Have fun.